You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show with the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. We don't have that, but we got snacks. We got snacks. You know, it's takes a really, really fat person to say, we have snacks, and your mind just goes to, I'm kind of hungry. Snacks, what's going on? By the way, to be clear, we're going all the way back. Oh, hi, by the way. Hello, I've been gone. I recorded tomorrow's podcast, so I did all the introduction. I missed you, all that crap. But hi again. This is Thursday at 7:57. Here's snacks.
Hey, Dave, JJ, across the goal line, party time! Woo-hoo!
I never know, but I enjoy it.
Hi, Ryan. It's Randy from Minnesota.
What's up?
Wow, what a turkey day. Hope everyone's having a great Thanksgiving, all the Packernet Nation people. Are we seeing almost a complete game from Jordan? This is fantastic.
He's doing good?
21-3, a minute and a buck 30 left in the half. I can't wait to see what happens. Considering the fact that Detroit somehow eked out a win against Chicago, I'm feeling somewhat more confident about next week.
See, and that's what's weird about all this. Because we look at it and we go, yeah, you know, the Packers are kind of, I feel like that about every team. I don't know of any teams that I look at and go, that's just a really good team. Kansas City, we would beat the living crap out of Kansas City. That team is garbage. They're trash. They're the luckiest pile of I don't think that's true of Detroit. Detroit's a pretty good football team. But they're always just, I shouldn't say always, but you watch them and it's like, meh. I think we should have beat Detroit if we weren't playing like crap. I think the Texans should have beat Detroit if they weren't playing like crap. I think Minnesota could have beat Detroit. I think Chicago should have beat Detroit. I'm not massively impressed with Detroit. I think they just end up coming out on top in very close games that could have gone either way. And yeah, there's something to be said about that. But they're not this powerhouse team that you look at and just go, you have to be like at your absolute best, and they kind of got to suck a little bit if you're going to win that game. That's not true. It's really not. I really think there's a lot of teams at the top that are very similar. And I think the Packers are in that mix. And like I will say tomorrow, I don't know if we're better than the Lions or they're a little bit better than us. I don't super care about that. That doesn't matter. My happiness isn't contingent on being the number one team in football. I would like that. That'd be great. But what am I going to do? Be pissed that we're like the fifth best? I don't care. I know that we can kick the crap out of just about any team in the NFL right now, today, with the team we have. And Detroit is included in that. I'm not guaranteeing a win by any stretch of the imagination, but I absolutely know that this team can beat the Lions. It's not even close.
Next Thursday, but I wish we had a Sunday game. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Go Pack, go. We'll talk later. Bye.
Yeah, and again, as far as Jordan, the whole game manager thing does not apply to Jordan in this game. It just doesn't. And again, I never meant for game manager to sound as bad as it does. It just meant like a guy that just executes the offense. He's not worse than average. He's not better than average. He's not making mistakes. He's just making sure that whatever the offense is intended to do, that's what it's doing. But there's nothing special about it. There was a lot of special. There was a couple bad throws. I think Jordan's struggling with really deeper passes, 30, 40 yards or whatever. A lot of those are just missing. But aside from that, I mean, he was pinpoint. He was making some special throws. A couple of those throws to Jay, there were a couple heart stoppers where I was like, oh, geez. And you look and it's like, that was just exactly where it needed to be. So, no, I was very happy. And it's just a matter of just do it again. Just please don't fall off. Just keep going. We're seeing a lot of guys start to rev up a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of life out of Kenny. We're seeing Lucas Van Ness and Quay Walker have 2 good games in a row. And it's like, I don't want to trust it. I'm just going to kind of hang out, but I'm noticing things. And we'll just leave it at that for now. Chris from Alabama, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama, man. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving and is having a happy Thanksgiving, being that it's actually getting called on Thanksgiving. I'm feeling real nice. I'm feeling real good on this Thanksgiving night. The Packers are beating the dogs. You know what? Out of the Dolphins, 24-3. Jordan Love looks good. The defense looks good. Everything looks good. Hey, I feel good. I just want to add that. But, Ryan, this might be the game. I know you said you were looking for the game with Jordan to see how we looking. You want to see a complete game. For Love, he halfway there, man. Jordan Love looking good. Offense looking good. Defense looking good. Every special teams looking good. Everything is looking very, very, very good. I'm very, very, very happy about right now about what's going on. Man, I don't have any complaints. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Beat the dog doo-doo out of the Dolphins. Beat the doo-doo out of the Dolphins. That's what we about to do, man. This is the game that we about to say, and when after on your podcast later on, you're gonna say this is a epiphany right now. I've been drinking a little bit.
That's
sorry,
all right. You're doing good.
Kind of crazy.
You're doing good.
But this is the.
By the way, we've had some drunk Chris from Alabama calls before, and there have been some incoherent Chris from Alabama calls. This isn't one of them. So you're doing good, man.
Epiphany. Monday or Tuesday podcast is going to be, we finally saw the game that I was trying to see from Jordan Love. This you talking. We finally seen the game from the Packers offensively, defensively, and for special teams, a complete ball game that what we were waiting on. This is a game that we saw that we're a Super Bowl contending type team if we play like this. That's what's going to happen. Trust me, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. But anyway, I love what I'm seeing right now. And I am about to watch and continue to see the dominance, and we're going to beat the dog crap out of the Dolphins. Go, Pack, go. I'll talk to y'all later. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's more or less it. I don't remember my exact comment. It was something to the effect of, I don't know if turn the corner is the best way to put it, but I think getting hot at the right time is what I'm seeing. It's nobody's like blowing the doors off necessarily. Like Jordan isn't where he was at his peak last year, but that was the first time I watched and said, that's Jordan Love. Like that's the guy I remember. Even if it's not his best game or the greatest game I've seen him play, you're still watching it going, yeah, dude, those throws, those decisions, that's what I remember. And, PFF gave him his highest grade, even though it wasn't like a 90. It was still up around 80, I think. It was just, it's what I wanted. It's what I needed. And it just felt good. And I was a little, I don't know, I guess partially annoyed to see that some people weren't impressed. But, I don't necessarily know what to say about that. And again, I address a lot of those points tomorrow, so we don't need to necessarily, I don't want to say rehash it, but we'll save that for tomorrow. Let's put it that way. But bottom line, man, you got to be happy with stuff like this. I mean, first of all, pretending Miami isn't a good team is just not true. Even if they're not an elite team, look what they've been doing recently. I don't care what their record says. They lost their quarterback. They lost a bunch of games because their quarterback got concussed. I think they lost their backup quarterback. It was just an absolute joke. But when they came back, the last 3 games or so, they're beating the living crap out of teams. And that's what we faced. Yeah, they won the last 3 games in a row. Not against great teams, but 23-15. And that's the other thing. It's not just the offense, it's the defense. The biggest complaints with this team was the defense is terrible. The last 3 weeks, it's 15-19-15. That's what their defense had been doing to teams. Not the greatest teams in the world, but it doesn't matter. Holding any team to sub 20 3 weeks in a row is a big deal. And then they scored 23 one week, and then 34-19 and 34-15. I mean, this is the thing with the Lions. It's like, well, they're beating bad teams. Yeah, but they're beating the living shite out of those teams. That's why it's impressive. They win 34-19, 34-15, then come to Green Bay, and we beat them 30-17. That is a decisive beating. The Buffalo Bills also scored 30, but they allowed 27 points in Buffalo in November. I don't know what the temperature was. Let me see. I'm sure it wasn't as cold, but that's a cold game. It's not going to be warm. See if I got it. Does it show the temperature? I don't know what it is. But again, Buffalo in November, what is it? Maybe 50? It might have been below. Maybe that was part of the stat where he can't win. I don't know. But they scored 27 points against the Buffalo Bills. The week before that, 27 against the Cardinals. So it was 27, 27, 23, 34, 34. I mean, this is probably one of the highest scoring offenses over that 5-week stretch since Tua came back. And we allowed only 17 points. And again, the defense that allowed 15, 19, 15, we scored 30 against, which is what Buffalo did. And Buffalo is a very, very good team. So, should be happy. We should all be happy, right? That's the bottom line. Omar, what's up?
What's going on? So one firefighter, how y'all doing? It's halftime. This is the first game all season. Oh, I should say at least first half where I was like, wow, like they're perfect. I don't have any complaints really. Even Wicks caught a pass. I mean, he dropped one too, but he actually caught one. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like Jordan Love is having better chance on his completions. Defense holding Miami to, was it like 0 points, 3 points, something like that? Something low. It's like with all that speed on their team, they should at least have 14, and we defense doing good without our starting cornerback. Like this is the team, this is how we always wanted our team to play. This is like a team that's like can win in the playoffs by playing like this.
Yep.
Even Lucas Van Ness stepped up. I mean, wow. Like you put money out and lost money on.
And I go over that a little bit. I get kind of stupid because I use a small sample size, but looking at Lucas Van Ness as a pass rusher over these last 2 weeks and how it stacks up, it's encouraging to say the least. And then Rashawn Gary over like the last 6 or 7 weeks and what he's been doing is also really impressive. So, again, a lot of things you're looking at are kind of revving up a little bit. And I'm trying not to jinx it because I know y'all get a little pissy about that. But I don't know. I'm. Can I say encouraged or am I going to screw things up? Oh well, I said it.
I mean, there's no way I would thought he would be stepping up like that. He got 3 sacks for the year. That's not bad. You need to get some more. You need to get 3 more the next 3 weeks. But
Van Ness had 1 sack, I think, coming into prior to last week. So the last 2 games. Prior to that, he had 1 sack. He now has 4. I think he has 3 in the last 2 weeks. He had 2 in this game, but you're calling it halftime, so maybe he gets another one. But yeah, 3. So he had 3. I think he almost doubled his pressures in the last 2 weeks also. So,
it's like he's stepping up. Like getting rid of Preston Smith was definitely a benefit for the defense. So all people is mad about that. I know I'm probably eating crow right now, but anyway. Go back, go. Hopefully I don't jinx anything, but hopefully we can just continue blowing them out and having a great Thanksgiving. Lastly, I had Thanksgiving at my house. I have about 50 people. And normally this is my first time doing it, but I haven't done it in a while. But literally it was no leftover food. Everybody took all the food. There was 0 food left for me. So I couldn't even get, and I was like, wow, like people was just killing everything. But anyway, go Pack, go, enjoy. Happy holidays, everybody. All right, bye.
Yeah, I hope you guys did have a good Thanksgiving. It was it's always enjoyable, man. I mean, I wish the Bears would have won. That would have been pretty cool. But how can you not like Thanksgiving? You know, family, food, and football. It's just good stuff, man. You know, it's just good stuff. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and hear from Aaron.
What up? It's Aaron from Eau Claire. Halftime of the Packers-Dolphins game, and I guess it's feeling really good. I'd say that's about the ideal first half from any expectations you could want as a fan. Yeah, not much else to say. The defense is playing really solid. Offense is...
Well, and you know, the defense, I was honestly getting pretty annoyed. I think most of us were, based on like the whole how very bend don't breaky it was. I mean, I think it was down in the second half. The amount of times they were picking on our linebackers and just destroying us in the middle of the field, it was really getting annoying. But it was one of those things where you kind of reset and you look at the scoreboard and it's like, bro, I think, you know, I don't know why that keeps happening. It is very annoying. I'm tired of seeing our linebackers just get eaten up and then go tackle and being like, oh, I don't know what to do. But, yeah, you just keep reminding yourself how much of a beating this is. And the fact that you're looking at it and going, you're not going to lose this game. Like the fact that you can say that around the third quarter feels pretty good.
Cooking. They're playing complimentary ball. Got a couple of special teams plays going on. Pretty much everything you could want. They're looking a heck of a lot better than the Detroit Lions today. They did not look like the best team in the league against the Bears. Not at all. So, yeah, I'm definitely eager to see how the Packers do next week against the Lions. I have a feeling they're going to be a lot more competitive than the last time they played. But yeah, loving it. Jordan Love's on fire. Tucker Kraft is doing an amazing job. Jaden Reed getting some action. And Lucas Van Ness, holy crap. That guy is coming on, man. This last couple weeks, today's probably one of his best games. And Rashawn Gary's looking pretty good. Aaron Mosby. Man, that defense is really starting to click. Man, they just keep getting better. So here we go into the last few weeks of the season.
Defense is coming on, and man, it just feels good to be the physical team for once. I mean, going all the way back, I just remember, you know, we always had the finesse team, you know, the soft team that could beat people, score a lot of points and all that, but the thing that always slowed us down is when you meet that team that had a physical defense. Didn't even matter if it was a good team necessarily. They could be a mediocre team, but if they got a tough defense, if they're a punch-you-in-the-mouth kind of team, we probably weren't going to win that game. And now we get to be that team. You know, Miami's just running up the score on people, but they're not built for power. They're not built for cold weather smash-mouth football. They're smaller, faster guys. And, you know, you get Josh Jacobs in space, you get Tucker Kraft in space. They utilize the heck out of those guys, and they just embarrass the Miami Dolphins. They just, the Josh Jacobs' yards per carry wasn't the greatest in the world, but I mean, the amount of broken tackles he forced, especially in space as a receiver, but then the other running backs were running all over him, and the receivers on the outside were blocking him out of existence. So, yeah, it feels good. It feels real good to be able to be that team, to know that you can enforce that, because I think it's necessary. It's a big part of the reason we've been evicted from the playoffs many times, is just getting out physicaled. And the fact that, 2 weeks ago we went up against that team, yes, with some injuries, but against that team with many of the same players, and we're the more physical team. I think they've been trying to build this for a while, and I think it's starting to come together. They are a very violent football team. Snacks, you at the game, dude? I'm hearing some Go Pack Go chants out there.
Ryan, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Thank you.
Kyle from Madison. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. There's like 5.5 to go. We're on the 10. So just making sure everybody watched that happen. I want to make sure this is a seminal event and not just happening in my mind. But Josh Jacobs just stopped time and then like button mashed left bumper and juked out. I don't know who it was, but my God, like
he's got to retire.
Josh, that man has a family.
Yeah, that guy's got to retire now.
Oh my God. And then took it like 60 yards. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Yes, more of that. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
More, please.
Yeah, Jacobs is he's incredible. He's a fun guy to watch. It's funny because for the most part, he's just kind of a smash mouth guy. He's really hard to bring down, bounces right off of people, and slips past people. It's funny because there are guys like this, and you see this sometimes when you scout college guys, and you just kind of look for a certain style. There's certain people that have that ability that it looks like everybody else just sucks. It looks like people just can't tackle when they try to tackle you, and it doesn't make any sense. I don't know what that characteristic is, but there's some people where it's like, I don't know, you don't seem to be doing anything special. But rather than you going down, it's like it's really strong balance and maybe just being low center of gravity or whatever it is. Contact balance, you could call it, I guess. I think that's used differently, but you could call it that. It's just very interesting to see. But beyond all that, what he also shows is he's very shifty. And this is a thing I've said about Marshawn Lloyd as well, is they have a very similar style where, they're small, compact, heavier, stronger guys. But you watch them make like a cut, just that one cut. It could be a juke. It could be, the one cut and go kind of thing. Every once in a while they do it and you're like, oh, I didn't think you could do that because you're like a bigger, stronger guy. I figured you were a little bit more gradual in your movements and not quite so sudden. But no, he really does have that, and that's a really good combo. Like his straight line speed isn't necessarily there, right? Okay, so he'll probably get caught from behind. But this guy's incredible ability, his vision is incredible. His shiftiness and agility and all that is really, really solid. And then on top of that, you just add power. What that means is his ability to get forward, to move past people, through people, around people, getting yards that just most people are not going to get. Aaron Jones is good at that, but in a very different way. He's so hard to bring down. I mean, I've always been impressed with Aaron Jones and even guys like Eddie Lacy for getting a couple yards that you didn't see to be there. But I mean, it is every single play with Josh Jacobs. Every single time he ends up getting more yards than he should. I mean, Aaron Jones did it a lot. It wasn't every time. It's unbelievable. I mean, if it should be a loss of a yard, he'll get 2 or 3. If it should be no gain, he'll get 3 or 4. Every single time you look and it's like, there's nothing there. And then you look at the hashes and you're kind of counting it out like, that's 4 yards. I'll take freaking 4 yards on first down when there's nothing there. And that makes a big deal. Think about that. You got a smaller running back, 2nd and 10 compared to 2nd and 6, and consistently, even 2nd and 7, whatever it is, it just makes a really big deal to be able to consistently just get yards. It's so discouraging and demoralizing to have 2nd and 11s or 2nd and 10s, and then you go, well, I don't want to run again because we ain't going to get anything. So now we go run pass every single time. You lose a yard, then you throw an incompletion. It's 3rd and 11. It's like, and we've been through that so many times. Like if the run blocking isn't there, that's just how those games feel. And it's like, I don't know what to do anymore. And you just feel stuck and you're like, I hope they can figure it out. There just doesn't seem to be this stuck feeling with the Packers. Sometimes stuff isn't working, but they just kind of power through things. They have so many different options at wide receiver. It's not like before where, if the run blocking isn't there, Aaron Jones can't run, we have no run game. If Devontae's taken away, we have no pass game. If we can't block for Rodgers and there's pressure, we have no pass game. There just wasn't as much there. Now, because we have a very good pass blocking offensive line, even if the run blocking isn't great, we're going to figure it out. We're going to make it work, and we'll just smash ahead and get whatever yards we can get. And with Matt LaFleur's creativity, he's going to scheme open a couple. And we don't have guys like A.J. Dillon where there's wide open holes and he goes the wrong freaking way. No offense to A.J., but good Lord, that happened a lot. Those few times there's a hole, it's capitalized. And then in the pass game, I mean, we can We can throw it short to, and that's the other great thing, man. These when Jordan Love has nowhere to go and he dumps it off, and his little dump off passes are to Tucker Kraft or Josh Jacobs, their ability to get more yards, or Jaden Reed for that matter, or even Dontavian Wicks when he can catch it. He's very actually gifted at getting a couple extra yards. When these are your dump off options, there's just no bad options. And that's what makes the team so awesome is there's usually somebody down the field, and Jordan's usually able to get the ball there. If there isn't, there's a check down, and that check down's ability to get extra yards. I mean, all these things add up. Turning 0 yards into 3, turning a check down that would go for 1 yard into 7, having 4 receiving options as opposed to 1, having a tight end as opposed to none, having tight ends that can block and be assets in the receiving game as opposed to not having either of those things. It really is just a matter of Matt LaFleur figuring out how to use the right pieces at the right time in a game to come out with a victory. And so far, he's been very successful at that.
Just for the record, too, I'm 100% okay with this Elton Jenkins penalty here late in the game. He's just smashing this dude's face into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I'm totally comfortable with that penalty.
Yeah. Shouldn't be a penalty either, by the way. I saw somebody else, I forget who it was, basically saying so that they're just penalizing guys for whooping the crap out of people now. Like, that's what we're doing. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really feel the need to go back and analyze it super detailed or whatever, but I mean, what did he do wrong? Because he pushed him down from behind. I don't know. He freaking dominated that guy. So I have a feeling that's one of those things that in the film room they maybe have a couple pointers, but for the most part, it's Matt LaFleur going, "That was a great play." Like I don't give a crap. That was a good play.
So this is a pretty fun game, This is kind of what I thought might happen. And pretty much, this is what I hope would happen. And it's playing out. I'm not going to say anybody's name because I'm just the kiss of death if they want a good PFF score. I thought I saw Sean Ryan do a couple good plays last week. I said something about it. He gets like a 30 on his PFF grade. I don't want to do anybody dirty like that. So a lot of people played good. I think the hero narrative arc is back on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A lot of people's plot arc just like returned in the upwards trajectory.
Exactly, yeah.
So hopefully we can get out of this last couple minutes without major injury and move on to Detroit, who hey, I was with Bears fans for Thanksgiving, and their mantra lately is like, they can't hurt me. The Bears can't hurt me. Oh, no.
They keep finding
ways. That's like their trick this year, is that even the most jaded Bears fan is made to believe in the end, And I was with them this holiday. They, like, even the ones that just hold out any hope, like, they were believing, oh, yeah, we got them this year. And they find a new way to lose. Oh, that was pretty special because I was with quite a few Bears fans. So, and then they have the Packers go off like this. This is freaking great. Yeah, I mean the Dolphins. What can you say? What's his name? McDaniel. What the hell is his name? You know the dude. Josh. Is it
Mike?
I don't know. The Dolphins.
Mike McDaniel.
You can see the allure. Certainly he's one of the. He's a goofy dude, but like you can see sometimes when he's rolling.
Yeah.
There's some pretty high level stuff
going
on there. It seems like. And when he's not rolling, it's kind of, I don't know. I see a little bit of our offense in theirs in fits and starts, but I just think LaFleur is just superior. It's a great game. Let's take it to Detroit, man. They're due for one. They're due for an L. Let's give it to them. Go Pack.
Well, and that's the other thing that feels good about it. There's that those four coaches, and Matt LaFleur has pretty much always had Sean McVay's number. And then what happens, 49ers have been kind of tough for Matt LaFleur. We beat the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. The very next week, we're going for the thruplet. I don't know what the heck you can call it. But it's the final coach in that little foursome, and he beat him too. So Matt LaFleur right now reigns supreme as far as that goes. But yeah, I'm not a huge McDaniel fan, as you all know. He's weird, but I mean, he's obviously a smart dude. There's no doubt about it. What he built in Miami is pretty cool. It seems like, I think a lot of these guys, they grow up in a system, they understand a system, but they got their own ideas. I'm guessing many of them, it's like they want to go in a direction, but it's probably not always fully received. And so when you get a team, now you can do things your way. And he took that Shanahan style offense and just did something very different with it. Went kind of in a different direction, went full on with the speed and was able to do some crazy stuff with it and run up some pretty cool scores. But at the end of the day, man, football's football, and it's tough to beat a football team with all your tricks. At the end of the day, football team is going to end up winning the game.
Hey, what's up? It's Kyle from Madison again. Dude, every year I think I like Matt LaFleur more. You know what I mean? Like, he's not perfect, but man, he's a pretty damn good coach. And like, I don't know. But what is he, like 43 or what? How old is Matt LaFleur? I should know this. But like, he could literally coach for 20 years for us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm more and more impressed with him every year. And I honestly believe that if him and Jordan can get some synergy going, and Jordan can repress some of his instincts to get him into trouble, and LaFleur can relinquish a little bit of his control and give a little bit more. Like, I do think those two could take over the league. I do think they could win a championship, if they could get on the same page. I think LaFleur has got the IQ to do it, And you see these glimpses of what the team can be offensively. And it's extremely impressive. So, it's just a great freaking win. Go Pat.
Yeah, it's entirely up to Matt LaFleur, man. I mean, it seems like for the most part, everybody kind of has their time. They have their moments, and sometimes the NFL just passes them by. But look at guys like Andy Reid. You know what I mean? Didn't pass him by. He's still hanging in there doing his thing. It's really just up to Matt LaFleur to decide how much he's going to kind of stay in the game and update what he's doing to stay in front of the trends and all that kind of stuff, to not let the NFL pass him by. So, yeah, I mean, if he wants to be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, it's entirely up to him and how much effort and work he wants to do into not just being a Shanahan disciple, but whatever it is you need to do to win in the NFL, adapt it. Go ahead and adapt it. I mean, even Mike McCarthy kind of reinvented himself out in Dallas. I know it's a disaster right now, but that was a powerhouse football team. So it can be done, and I hope it is, because I don't want to have to go through that crap again. I don't want a new quarterback. I don't want a new coach. I don't want a new GM. Probably going to have to do it at some point. League passes them by, whatever. But for right now, I'm happy, and hopefully those two guys can just stay up on everything. Why don't we take our final break? We'll come back and hear from Randy in Minnesota.
Hi, Ryan. It's Randy in Minnesota.
What's up?
Excuse me if I sound stupid. I've been in the brown water tonight, but I think this is like the most complete game I've seen of the Packers and Jordan Love.
Yeah.
This is fan-freaking-tastic. Once again, like I said earlier, what Detroit did, I think we're turning the corner right now. Anyway, that's all we got to go. That's all I got to say. But go Pack, go! Love the show. Love all the callers. Good night. Bye.
Yeah, they what I've been saying this whole time is that the ugly wins don't matter. Winning is what matters early. Later on is when it becomes. I mean, they don't need to be a good team until the first week of the playoffs, technically. But you want to start to see that for your own sake. And we are starting to see it. And I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they start going down. Maybe they continue going up. Maybe they stay about the same. I don't know. But man, it is encouraging to see the team start to do the things that make them a good team, and you start to even hear it on the national media. There's little rumblings of, I think the Packers could be this team. I think it. People are watching, and even though there's some skeptical Packer fans, Other people are watching what the Packers did to the 49ers and then what the Packers just did to Miami, and they're kind of taking a step back and reassessing. That's a good thing. It's a good spot to be in for sure.
Also, plus 10,000 aura to Leroy Butler for nailing the turkey and the presentation of the turkey. That looks, I don't know, you're a meat professional, so I'm, anxious for your opinion on his handiwork there. But to me, that's crushed. That he looked like he crushed that turkey with the mac and cheese.
Oof.
Come on.
I thought it looked great, and I'll be honest, I've not done a turkey, which makes me sad, and I think I'm actually probably right now going to buy one because I'm determined to do that. Can have our own family Thanksgiving, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, the whole 9 yards. I think I'm going to do that. But I wonder if you get cheap turkeys now that it's the day after. I bet they're like freaking dime a dozen. But as far as I can tell, that thing looked amazing. He's over there seasoning it, and he spent hours, and I don't know what he's doing in there. I know it was mostly just probably photo ops, but every time they show him, he's in the kitchen. Like, bro, what are you doing over there? But no, that bird looked freaking fantastic. Players loved it. We're maxing out on that mac and cheese, dude. Yeah, he's such a cool guy, man. He's always stayed involved in the local community. He's always stayed involved with the Packers. It's cool when these guys leave and they just keep their identity as Green Bay Packers. I mean, we always just see them as Packers, and some guys it's like, yeah, that's a thing I did and I'm proud of it, but I'm moving on with my life. Some of these guys, man, it is a massive part of who they are and their identity, and they find ways to, even though they can't play for the Packers, to stay Packers. You know what I mean? So Butler's one of the best. He's up there with these historic guys.
Ryan,
Yo.
Happy Thanksgiving. Very thankful for you and the Packernet podcast and everybody like you, Clayton, and Tim, everybody that puts stuff out on Packernet. I love it. And so I just wanted to say that first, but Packers get the victory. Go, Pack, go. We should have won by more, but I don't really care. We actually pretty much dominated the whole game. Defense did a great job. Isaiah McDuffie really stepped up. Man, I don't know what else to say. I mean, like first of all, again, we still have to clean up some things, but we are looking like a great team. And, I was telling my buddies this earlier. I was like, you know what? Jordan Love, I'm not saying he's a game manager, but as a game manager, I think he plays better. He takes what they give him and he goes with the plan and everything works out. You use the run game to your strength. And LaFleur has just been super creative, man.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. But we really do need Jair back, man. This coverage has just been terrible, man. I didn't understand how Tyreek caught that ball. Like, the tip pass, come on, man.
Yeah, that was annoying.
That was so stupid. And we let them back in the game. And really, we should have put them away. I forget what drive it was, man. Love was just so stupid, man. And then the freaking refs not calling that pass interference on Watson, whatever, dude. I don't care. We won. And I'm just waiting for the next excuse for why the Packers won. And everyone's going to say, well, the Dolphins, they don't ever play good in the cold. Okay, well, they should have been prepared. They should have freaking came to play. And they didn't, so screw them. So, I'm not going to apologize for this. This is great, and we're really going to need to step it up, man. Our coverage is going to need to step it up against the Lions, because all they're going to do is damn near the same thing that the Dolphins did. They're going to do these little quick passes. They're going to run the ball. If we can stop the run, we're going to be totally fine. And I thought for the most part we stopped the run pretty decently today. And, one guy that I want to shout out is Chris Brooks, because he was on the Dolphins, and then he just said, screw you guys for freaking cutting me. I'm just going to kill you. So, anyways, I'll be calling in tomorrow for Victor Monday, so go, Pack, go. Love you all. Thankful for you all.
Yeah, I mean, game manager could have a positive connotation if you mean just managing the game as well as you possibly can, because that's That's essentially what he did. That's what good quarterbacks, I guess, do. But yeah, that's what the whole game was. It was just managed very well. Again, the only annoying thing that happened was that period of time where the coverage just didn't exist in the middle of the defense. Granted, we had linebackers covering Tyreek Hill, but whatever. It didn't amount to anything other than an absolute beating for the Miami Dolphins.
What's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama.
What's going on?
Feeling really nice on this Thanksgiving night, man. 30-17 win for the Packers. 9-3, keeping pace in the NFC North. Man, that was a very complete ball game, man. No mistakes, no errant throws that I've seen. Nothing that was alarming. It was a clean football game from start to finish. I am very, very satisfied with what I see. And with the Lions losing 6 players on defense starters, and us playing them next Thursday, I feel really, really, really good about our chances going into Ford Field next Thursday. If we play like we just played against these guys, we definitely win that ball game, man. We definitely win that ball game. But I'm feeling good. I am feeling very, very good. I'm actually feeling great right now. So I'm just going to sign off with a go, Pack, go. Great win all around. No mistakes on their side of the ball. Great win. We looked at absolutely fabulous today. And let's play like this, like we played against the Dolphins, against Detroit, and go ahead and knock them off because the Bears, oh my God, please do a laughing at the enemy on the Bears, please. Because they just find a different way to lose every week. I can't explain it. But this tastes the cake. You can't top that. You can't top how they lost. But anyway, go Pack, go. I'll talk to y'all later, man. 9-3, man. Let's go and beat these Lions next week, man. And handle our business, man. And stake our claim, man. Go Pats, go. And I'll talk to y'all later. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, I think you're right about the Lions. I'm not really scared of them. I mean, I know they're a talented team and whatnot, but they're not a terrifying team. And I think if the Packers really just show up and play like they did today and out physical them, I mean, this is a team that likes to bully people. And I think the Packers have the ability to out bully them. I think they got bigger, stronger players. I know their offensive line is scary. That's for sure. It's going to be tough to, completely out physical all these guys. But, that offensive line or the defensive line, if they continue to step up, you start throwing some of those offensive linemen around, get to the quarterback who's not honestly playing all that well. Like you said, with all the injuries and everything else. I mean, and that's the ultimate statement. That's it. Right? It felt like, okay, you beat the 49ers, it's a big deal. And it was. I think it was. Even with the injuries, it was a big deal. Then you beat Miami. I think that was a bigger deal because Miami, they're not struggling through injuries. In fact, they're on the upswing. They're suddenly playing like one of the top teams in football. They're scaring people. Their offense and defense has been playing really well. And you put together your best game and you cut through them like they don't even exist. Like, it's not a problem. At the exact same time, Detroit is struggling to beat the Chicago Bears. And they've been struggling to beat a lot of teams that are just, I mean, they reminded me of the Chiefs, where it's like, that should have been easier, But yeah, that's the one. You beat the Lions and it's all bets are off. you are now one of the top contenders. Even if it's just a nonsense win, and yeah, they would, Lions beat us 7 out of 10 times or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a statement thing. It's just about making a statement and silencing some of the doubts, because there's been nothing but doubts all year despite the record. And I think it's just time to officially do it. We've had our little this has been a runway. This has been our runway. We've been leading up to this Lions game. We got better against the 49ers. We got better against the Miami Dolphins. And now it's time to have your best game of the season. Now it's time to really ramp up. Go ahead and absolutely decimate that team. I want to see the pass rush as good as it's ever been. I want to see Jordan have his first elite game of the season. And let there be no doubt. Not some fluky nonsense. Just show up and show this team ain't as good as you think it is. We just took them down. Okay, let's just put that to bed.
Good morning, Packernet Podcast.
What's going on, Beer Cheese?
Happy Victory Friday. Beer Cheese Benny here. Hey, our defense was freaking awesome. And let me tell you, man, Lucas Van Ness, tonight he played basically how, we drafted him for. He's a first-round pick, and he certainly looked like it tonight. Or last night, rather. Gosh, it's early, man. It's like 5:38, dude. I'm getting back to work. I had some beers last night. Do you think I'm not really hungover? Anyways. And then Eric Barry, man. What a beast here. I thought he about killed Tua and sent him into retirement, man. He freaking murdered him. That was awesome. And then Quay Walker, man, he had 5 QB blitzes, or they sent Quay on 5 times, and 4 of those 5 times he got pressured. I mean, this is the kind of way, how we need to use him, man. He can be effective in that way. Also, man, I don't want to say that Love's a game manager. I don't know if I said this yesterday, but it almost seems like when he plays like a game manager, everything is right in the world. Everything just looks so clean and smooth. He doesn't have to do a whole lot. Let Jacobs and all the other running backs take care of business. And if that's what it takes for us to win, I really don't care, to be honest with you. I mean, he had a 129 passer rating today, so he did a great job. But another thing is, enough with these freaking drops, okay? Thank God for Christian Watson for murdering number 4, whoever that was, Coho or whatever his name is, because that would have been intercepted if Christian Watson didn't do that. But we've got it. I mean, that should have never even happened, because the ball should have been freaking caught. It was right in his freaking hands. So I'm so sick of it. But gotta clean that up. Let's go into Detroit and show them what a real franchise looks like, because there's still poverty, remember. They have never done anything. So, let's embarrass them at their own house. Anyways, go Pack, go. Enjoy your Victory Friday, everybody.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the final word. I got to get up out of here. It's getting late, and I got to get this uploaded and whatnot. So you guys have a good rest of your night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.